Should you buy a new home or should you buy a resale home? I get asked by home buyers all the time if they should buy a brand new home or one that someone has lived in. So in this video, I'm going to give you the pros and cons of each and maybe, just maybe, change your mind about what you thought you wanted right after this. Hello, my name is Patrick Fields, your trusted Edmonton real estate and YouTube guy. I'm licensed with RE/MAX Select, and I've been helping nice people buy and sell homes since 2002. If you want to save time, money, and frustration when you need to buy or sell a home, make sure you subscribe to this channel. I create helpful videos every week and share my knowledge and insight from my 18+ years experience as a full-time realtor. And as always, you can view listings of homes for sale on my website at edmontonalbertahome.ca. In this video, I'm going to discuss the pros and cons of buying a new home or one that's been lived in. Now, everybody has different wants and needs, so there's no right or wrong choice here. It's about figuring out what works best for you. Let's start with the pros of a brand new home. Now, you have two options when it comes to new as well. You could buy a home that a builder has finished that no one has lived in, and that's called a spec home. It's nice that nobody has lived in it. It still has that new house smell. But you're stuck with the choices that the builder has made. You can't change the flooring or the kitchen cabinets or the layout at all. Now, sometimes they will allow you to make small changes with light fixtures, or you can ask them to paint certain rooms. And this can depend on how many other homes the builder has to sell, how busy they are, time of year, and many, many other factors. The other option you have is to start a new home from scratch with a builder. And this is where you pick the exact lot where you want the house built, the size and layout of the home, your cabinet color and kitchen design, the countertops, like whether you would like arborite or granite or quartz and the specific colors, your flooring type, carpet, laminate, hardwood, or the new vinyl planking. Literally, you can pick out every material that you would like. You also get to follow along with the construction process, from the foundation pouring all the way to the roof going on and finishing everything inside and out. And this can be really exciting, but also frustrating, as you might want to walk around the construction site, but a lot of times you're not allowed to do so. Now, when you choose this option, this does not usually give you much room to negotiate on a price. If you want everything to your own design, you'll pay for it. And some builders actually have a habit of charging you every time you want to make an addition or a change. When they have a spec home that's totally finished and they want to sell, there can be a bit more bargaining room as far as the price goes, or getting some extras thrown in. Recently, I negotiated on a new home for a great client and was able to get the builder to include window coverings, a deck, landscaping, and an upgraded appliance package on top of a sizable reduction on the price. But it can be really nice to have your say and design a home for yourself and your family, so there's pros to both. Another benefit of going new is the new home warranty, which will give you some peace of mind and protect you for various components of your house for up to 10 years. If an issue comes up, you're covered, and you don't need to spend your own money to get certain things fixed. It's also nice knowing all your mechanical components are brand new. You should be maintenance free for about 8 or 10 years. When you buy new, you get a home built to the latest building code specifications with the newest designs and materials, and the new homes can be much more energy efficient as well. This will save you lots of money on utility bills, keep you cooler in the summer and warmer in the winter months. Okay, but now let's look at a few cons to going brand new. For me, the first would be that you do have to put up with dust and dirt in the area, no mature trees, sometimes there's no playgrounds or areas for kids to play. You basically live in a construction zone until the community is complete. There might not be amenities or schools close by either. You also need to tackle some other projects like building a deck, fence, landscaping, and finishing a basement unless you negotiate those items with the builder. In some new areas, we're seeing HOA or homeowner association fees that must be paid yearly, and that's used to keep the area maintained or pay for parks and playgrounds, extra trees, or spray parks. As an example, in Summerside community, they have a small lake that you can swim in and kayak on, and they have tennis courts and basketball courts. And that can be really enjoyable for the residents in that area. Now, you must live in that area to be able to use those amenities. New homes are found on the outskirts of the city normally. At least they are here in Edmonton. So if you work downtown or like to frequent the nightclubs and restaurants, this may not be ideal depending on what you like your commute time to be. Now, saying that, in non-rush hour, it's only about 20-25 minutes or less from the outer parts of Edmonton to our downtown core. Another con could be that you don't like the cookie cutter style of all the new homes in a certain area. In older, mature areas, the homes usually look pretty different from one another. You might be lucky enough to find a brand new home built in an older, established neighborhood, and we call those infill homes. Now, as a warning, anyone with enough money and patience can build an infill home. It's normally not the bigger builders, so make sure you do extensive research on the company that's building or has completed that home. Will you get a full home warranty? Did they complete all the necessary building and development permits, or will you be stuck trying to get those after the fact? What type of materials did they use? Who did the mechanical, plumbing, and electrical work? And will you get any extended warranties? Who do you go to after you pay for the home if any issues come up? And these are just a few of the questions that you should look into if you decide to go this route. Now let's examine resale homes. A pro for an older home, on top of being different from the other homes in the neighborhood, is that you're usually getting a substantially larger lot. Now, a con to that could mean more time spent mowing the lawn, but it could be a plus having more space for the kids to play or having extra room for gardens, flowers, or trees. Also, with an older home and a bigger lot, you might not feel cramped or feel like your neighbors are staring in on you when you're sitting in your backyard. A home with a detached garage will not have homes behind them staring in. You'll just have neighbors on the sides, unless of course you're a corner lot. An older home might just be like that favorite sweatshirt that you own. It has some wrinkles, but it's super comfortable and it makes you feel good. A con to buying an older home is that they will require maintenance, usually every year, depending on how old the home is. Now, some people love doing projects and enjoy spending their weekends puttering. And other people just want to move in, unpack, and not have to worry about anything. Make sure you set money aside for these little projects so you're not burdened with a huge bill all of a sudden. And depending on the year it was built, the home might have some items that are deemed unsafe or not used in construction any longer, like lead-based paint that was used on interior surfaces prior to 1960 and on exteriors between 1960 and 1990. You might also find things like poly-B or polybutylene water lines, which were used in Canadian home construction between 1985 and 1997 because of its flexibility, low cost, and ease of installation. It's estimated that in Canada alone, there are over 700,000 homes that have this piping installed prior to it being discontinued. An older home could also contain asbestos in flooring or furnace ducting tape. It's very important to work with an agent that can identify these things, and always get a home inspection. And yes, you can and should do a home inspection on a brand new home as well. I made a video that talks about what a home inspection covers. I'll put a link to it at the end of this video, so make sure you watch to the end. Now, I don't mean to be an alarmist and make it seem like older homes are dangerous. Just make sure you know what you're buying, the maintenance it will need, and how much it will cost, and be prepared for it. Now, maybe you can blend the two and get a newer home that already has landscaping, deck, fence, but is in an area that is close to amenities and still close to schools. Everybody has different needs and lifestyles and can require something a little bit different. The best thing to do is sit down with your realtor and have an honest conversation about what your wants and needs will be for the next, say, 2 to 10 years going forward. If you don't have kids but are planning on starting a family, are there schools close by? Have those conversations so you don't have to make another move again in a year or two. Another advantage to having this conversation with your realtor is that they can show you all the options available in your price range. So you say for X amount of money, here are your options in new homes and in resale homes. And that could help your decision, as well as to say, hey, for this amount, we could get a brand new home, but we're going to sacrifice a finished basement or a larger yard, or it might be smaller square footage. Or for that same price, we could be in a used or resale home that is maybe a little bit bigger in size, maybe it has a finished basement or a larger yard. There are so many options available. And many agents like myself do receive notifications of extra promotions that certain builders will offer that the general public may not know about. So have a look at resale homes and some new build homes. Compare, take your time, talk to your realtor. If you don't have a realtor and you'd like my assistance, my contact information will be right below. I hope you found this informative. Please feel free to share it with friends looking to buy a home this year, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more helpful real estate videos. Feel free to leave a comment below and hit like if you enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay informed, and I'll see you next time.